thicket where the sun don't shine.
Hey guys, so we're finally live. I had to wait for a few slackers to join late. Jeffrey, no names. There's a couple more yet to come, but they'll wander in whenever they get through. So yeah, obviously, Last Stand raid is on at the moment, the last Reaver raid. So I suppose we'll start by, before we go into that, did you all see that there's an update posted today about the Bulbusters Crusader? You're laughing, Jeff.
Well, I watched the video. That had to come out so quickly.
Oh, yeah, that was insane, wasn't it? It killed all the turrets in 4 overloads.
You could just park it there.
Well, that's what he did. He didn't get the outpost, but
he became a car bomber.
yeah. So I mean, I don't even think it's needed to be said, but I'm glad that it's changed. Just in case anyone's not, I'll just quickly go over what the post says real quick. So it's one of the games. Holy shit!
Wow. What the hell is that?
Fuck knows. That was G Daddy joining. Yeah,
Not anymore.
That was messed up, mate. I'm muting you. I'm carrying on. So yeah, GD Recon, one of the game designers, he posted and said he wanted to talk about some of the hotfix changes. I like the way he started off with an apology. So he wanted to formally apologize for the issues surrounding the Crusader, which is something that we don't see as often as we should, I don't think, in Battle Pirates. Someone actually apologizing. And he says to clear up any confusion, every time Bulbous Crusader loses 5,800 health, it releases a radioactive EMP over 1,000 units, which will be the entire base, stunning all enemy units in range for 5 seconds and dealing a small amount of radioactive damage. So the damage is actually 200. That's what it should be, 200 damage, which is obviously considerably less than what we saw in that video.
To 20,000.
Well, I mean, it's not official, but you know, on the Dark Alliance page, they've got some data. Whether it's correct or not, they said it was 10,000 before, so it's considerable. Someone's mic is shit.
Really annoying the shit out of me.
I can't figure out who it is. It might be G Daddy or Pinky. Both were trying to speak then.
Probably not me.
No, it's your mic, G Daddy. It's really crackly.
Yeah, you.
Oh, look, there's Pat.
Yeah, I got it sorted.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right then.
You haven't missed much. We were just going over the the hotfix for the Crusader. So I had to mute you, G Daddy. It's really bad feedback. So yeah, we'll move on to the raid then. It's obviously been on just over a day now, so we'll start with you, Jeff, from the left on mine. G Daddy's mic's a bit messed up at the moment. So how are you finding your raid?
Very easy.
Easy?
Easiest raid going.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
What are you using that makes it easy for you?
I've forgotten the new ones. The ones that come out in the last raid.
Fusion carriers.
Yeah.
With the new gun?
Yeah. All ranked up to 73. It's so simple.
But obviously, I suppose only if you've got the fleet.
Well, yeah, I've only got floor, but that's all you really need.
Are you using a flagship with those, or just?
No, just send them in on their own. At the moment, I've done 135 million.
Wow, that's pretty considerable. That.
I've taken all the coin, the 1 day coins, the half day coins. I haven't bothered with the little ones. I'll get them at the end.
Yeah.
I've got the missiles, the 2 new boats you could get straight away, the whatever, the Goose Bear or whatever, and the other one. And I've already built 2 of the rocket
Rhinos. Rhinos.
That's it, Rhinos. I've built 2 of them.
Oh right.
I got
And
your back, Jeff.
what do you think about those rhinos then? From what you've used, have you hit anything with them?
I'm 51s, 71s. You can't say until they get up ranked. And when they rank, you'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing you fitted them with the new weapon.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Are you on the game now? Because you're in the same sector as me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you mind hitting something with it and then
All right.
screen share it?
Hang on, let me open another one.
It'd just be good to to see the rate of fire and stuff. Obviously, rank will change the reload, but it's nice to be able to see the projectile speed and everything, compare it to the siege missiles. I believe it's 1.5 times faster than a siege missile, or 150%. Yeah, while you're doing that, if we move across to low, what do you think about the raid low so far?
That's pretty cool. I always do it like the first day, so I don't really take my time to do it and find the cheapest way to do it, but I get it done pretty quick.
Yeah, and so have you done yours already then?
Yeah, I got the Borbas, the new ship, the new missile, a bunch of tokens.
Did you find it
I
easy?
probably like the tokens more than usually. I finished quite a few things with it. It was I thought it was about the same as the last one. They did a few changes on it. The 95s are pretty easy.
And what have you been using? I know Jeff was using his fusion cruisers. I don't think you've got them built, have you?
No, I didn't build them. I got I was using Frosty, two Crusaders, and Aegis. And
Is that Aegis helping out quite a bit?
Elites tend to be about 5 to 6 coins per elite. The 95s, it just depends how I drove pretty much, but it averaged about 5 coins.
That's pretty good though. Then. You're using
Yeah,
a
the
cruiser for that.
Aegis makes a huge difference. I mean, you just got to keep it out of the way, keep it out of the fire, and
Yeah. So I suppose you'd recommend it then as a top priority for people to get in the raid as well.
oh yeah, definitely. If you ain't got it, you should have one. I
Yeah.
think you will eventually have to use it to get in some of the bases.
I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch you because my Aegis Crusader Frosty doesn't hold up at all. It's like it takes me one whole fleet to do an elite.
Now, do you got disruptors on your Crusader?
Yeah, that's right. You got disruptors on yours.
I got one.
I had some
one
scrambler
each,
cannons.
and one scrambler cannon each.
I took the scrambler cannons off. I guess I should put a few of those on. Give it a go.
Just outside your base, Rob.
Okay. While I'm just gonna get my screen share on. G Daddy, is your mic any better now?
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Very cool.
G Daddy's either not there or it's not working. As we move on to Montana, what do you think, Montana, about the raid so far? How are you finding it?
Quite difficult. I usually just suicide everything, fix it, and suicide it all again.
Man after me, oh no.
Go ahead, Jeff. I can see you while Montana's talking.
Yeah, they just changed little bits, like things that you can't snipe anymore that you could before. I used to do a lot of the siege campaign with enforcers and Spectre a lot of it out. They changed all that.
Yeah, how do you like how you can't reach those inside ships in the elites now from the outside? And then they block the bottom. They've made it a little harder. No doubt in my
Covered by
mind.
mortars as well now.
That
So.
made it a lot harder.
Yeah, you can't snipe out them ships from the outside. You got to go in.
Well, the thing that pisses me off is that they've refitted the Hellhounds with it's almost like they refitted them with that turret that does the flamethrower because they hit you underwater, where before they never did hit you underwater. So that took away half of my ground game just by doing that.
Which turret? The pyroclastic?
Yeah. It's almost like they put that on the Hellhounds because they hit you underwater now, and that was, that was the very first thing that I would do when I'd go into an elite was kill those 3 hellhounds with my Nighthawks. Now I can't do it because they kill me.
Them throwers hurt a lot, don't they?
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah, they do.
Oh.
So I was kind of bumming out because my arbalists weren't killing the ships fast enough. So I actually substituted out a different fleet. I had a couple of fusion cruisers, but they're unarmored, and some warbirds, and I could kill the fleets a little better. But I was still running through a whole fleet doing that. So I would try to kill the ships with the fusion cruisers and the warbirds, and then I'd go back in with the Crusaders for the turrets and whatnot. It still seemed costly though to me. And so then I was just getting the doing the strike campaign, getting that free crew that works with the Crusaders. That helps a little bit.
You were saying about you can't snipe the ships out. TSM has just posted on the chat that you can. It's the same thing that I do. I've got a video editing and uploading at the moment.
I didn't think your enforcer was quite reaching. I saw the post.
No, that was the. I'm on about this. You know, the scouts at the bottom, kind of deep in the base at the end. If you leave, like what you did the previous raids is go down the south and you could pick them off on the outside of the base without them firing. So you can still do that. You just need to send a gunboat to trigger them down into the middle of the base. You stay on the outside and they'll come to you after killing the gunboat, and you can do the same thing you did last raid.
But you're not sniping out those ships that are higher, the bigger ones.
No, you can't snipe those out. No, even with
I thought those were in range last time. I know some of them on the side were.
No, I tried them last time as well, and they were just out of range when they were last time. But that being said, you can sub those 2 hulks out. Both of them are subbable once you took out the stuff around it and stuff, and the patrol fleet. You can send Nighthawks in and kill those. Also, if you have a lot of hails, an example with my fleet is my Crusaders have 4 hails on each. I don't take any damage at all from the 2 hulks with the locusts. For some reason, when we play co-op, it seems like maybe 1 or 2 get through. But for the last couple of goes that I've done it, it seems okay. So.
And that last big one, you can do creep up on it with a fusion fleet and snipe it.
That's true. Yeah, you can outrange. Remember that they've only got locusts that fire on you, so anything that outranges locusts would be that an enforcer or a fusion cruiser with the new weapon, or Hornet UAVs as well. Do they outrange them as well?
No, I tried it.
Did you try that?
Yeah.
All right. Reapers as well. Reapers can do the hulks for no damage if you've got Reapers and want to put those to good use. I just want to go back to your video, Jeff. You know, the fleet that you've built. I don't know if you all looked at that when you hit the cargo, but I certainly noticed that for a start, the weapon looks like a deluge in its appearance, but it's almost got an arc of a cannon. Has anyone else noticed that?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a really low trajectory, isn't it? Oh, hey, G-Daddy's mic works.
How's it working now? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say about Raid is I'm finding it tough because I'm still using my wolves, but I'm grinding it out. I've got 1 million points, 1.1 million at the moment, but I only wanted 900,000 for the Atlas anyway, because that's what I'm reaching for really.
So what are you hitting? You said you're using Seawolves?
Yeah, I'm just hitting the strike campaign.
Yeah,
I'm grinding it out really.
Is it? Would you say it's good value for time? You know, the points over time. Like, is it easy to do, or are you having to like repair 15 times to do 1 level, or how's that working out?
Yeah, I'm usually in probably 2 or 3 fleets on 1 turret at the moment in about tier 4 and tier 5. So it's just it's a lot of grind, but it's the way I do it because I don't coin, so I just repair my fleets. The hard thing about it is keeping the res really, because it burns the oil.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're in a sector with a couple of mates, you know, it's not hard for other people to open cargo for you, but it's just a bit of a pain in the arse that you've got to go and collect it. I mean, have you tried using any other ships and zombie in them? You know, just putting a bit of life into each and sending it in.
Yeah, I've done. Well, I actually use me sector fleets for doing rest of tier 4, what my wolves can't handle, and most rest of tier 5 as well. So I get about 3 hours repair to do on them.
And because I know Tyler's not on the show, but he's our resident noob, and he likes the tips for the lower guys, and he always says, and he's got a very good point. If you use rather than using seawolves and battle barges, of course they're good, but if you just if you have a mastodon, for example, and send that in, it's likely to do a hell of a lot more damage because you can use each individual seawolf or battle barge as a spotter, and you can fire out a good few salvos. It's going to do the same amount of damage, even though it's zombied. So I mean, do you have mastodons?
No, I haven't got any of the mastodons or the protos or anything like that yet.
So I mean, I'd say I am interested actually. Obviously, you've got limited tech and stuff. What is your aim in this goal? Like, what do you think you want to get from the raid?
Well, like I say, I only wanted to get the Atlas because I've got the Locust a few raids ago, and I've got an Arlock Atlas, so I just want something really to match it up with the fleet with Locusts on it.
Yeah, so you've got the one Harlock then.
Yeah, I won one Arlock one time.
Have you built that already, or are you still waiting for that?
It's built, yeah, but it's got scarabs on it because I didn't have Locust at that time. It went around, so I didn't know it would come in.
Ah, yeah. Well, Captain Harlock seems to like his scarabs in the 95, so ask him for his build.
Yeah, worth a shot.
Yeah, you definitely want to refit those when you get the chance.
Yeah, I've just got it as a base guard at the moment. It's even got no armour on it, so it's just a cheap repair really for its base.
Isn't the Atlas in the weekly mission though?
Not that I know of. I think they took it out about 4 weeks back. I was just about to get it actually. I had one price to go, and they decided to take it away.
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is, if it is going to be rotated in and out the mission, have you considered another ship and then hoping to get that in the mission or anything like that?
Well, at the moment I'm building a couple of L strikes to do the Let It Burn campaign bases because I've got a fleet that'll do it, but it gets too much damage, so I'd rather get something that I can do it with that won't get as much repair time, and then carry on the Let It Burn campaigns, winning more uranium so I can start upgrading my stuff really. Cause I'm being a non-coiner, Rob, it's really, really hard to play this game now.
I'm sure it is. I wouldn't disagree with you at all with that. I'm sure everyone on this panel will probably agree.
Yep.
But I've actually been a non-coiner since day one. I don't spend any coins whatsoever unless I get some back from Kixeye. That's the only coins I spend.
So,
My hat goes off to you.
I'm going to use you as a kind of a plug-in for the next part. I'm going to take away from the raid a little bit and talk about the the support update. What Will Harbin posted on the forum the other day. Yesterday, I think it was.
Is that actually true, or is it a fake that somebody's made up? Or
No, that is completely true. That's posted from the unicorn's mouth itself. From the Will Harbin. It's not definitely not fake. I mean, obviously, you're going to be a player now that doesn't get support through support tickets, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a shame, really, that they've done that.
But how does that make you feel, though?
Well, I feel gutted, really, because if you've got a problem with a fleet and it's not your problem, it should be sorted out. Whether you've paid coins for that fleet or not, it still needs repairing.
Couldn't agree more. This is the way I look at it. Just as an example, this raid that we're on now. If there's a crash, all of a sudden, like a problem with something in the game, and it's getting really laggy all of a sudden, I would send a ticket. I already have, and they gave me 50 gold as a response, for a problem that I had hitting a target earlier. So if you had that problem, you wouldn't get anything for it because you wouldn't be able to communicate with them that you had a problem. So, it puts you off even more because at least with me, if I didn't get the gold from Kixeye, there's a chance that I'd probably just coin the fleet and carry on doing the raid anyway. I wouldn't sit and wait for the gold. I'd carry on as I was and eventually get the gold to make up for what I've spent. But for you, it means that you have to sit and wait for a number of hours until it's fixed, and you haven't got anything out of that.
So you think they're actually checking every ticket that comes in? Ooh, check that person. I mean, that seems like that would take just as long than just answer the ticket.
I think it's bullshit, though. That's just wrong.
Well, I can almost see why, though. The amount of crybabies in this game and whiners and people sending in massive tickets every day. Plus, it's just a way to,
we
ring
were
out
talking
a
about
little
this.
bit more.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? And I see what you're saying. There's a lot of people that probably clog up the support system, but I think that regardless of that, I don't think that people should be cut off from support at all based on their spend. I think every player on the game, especially a game that is advertised as free to play, everybody should get eligibility for support. Now,
That's
Pinky,
true, too.
you haven't had support for a while, have you, Pinky? Because you're not able to send tickets. Is that right?
That's correct.
So how long has that been happening for, where you can't actually send a ticket?
It pretty much happened when I got banned off my old account on War Commander after that hacking incident.
Yeah, that'll do it. Damn it.
So, Pinky, so how have you felt with the game? Like, has it impacted you a lot with not being able to send tickets? In your everyday gameplay.
Not too much, although I may have my gripes at times, but then I decided, fuck it. I might as well just keep going on regardless.
But you do get problems, though. Like, we were talking, Zao, you was going to jump to me for the Raider, I think I was talking to you about that, and you couldn't get your jump relocation timer reset because you couldn't send a ticket to do so, so you were stuck for the raid pretty much, weren't you?
Yeah.
So obviously that, if you weren't coining and you had a problem like, I know Scotty, he's not on the show, he's on the chat. He jumped to us for the raid and it jumped him somewhere else, and they couldn't reset his timer. But at least he had the option to send a ticket,
Ah.
Oh, you still have the option to send the ticket.
Whether it makes you feel better.
Yeah, well, it might not get handled, but you still have the option to send the ticket.
Well, that's the thing. How are they gonna police it? Is there gonna be like?
That's what I was saying. Are they actually going to check every single ticket that comes in? Versus,
You've got to put in your player number. They type that into their computer, and your account comes out on the right-hand screen, and then we'll deal with your ticket.
It's just a database query. It's not hard.
Yeah. Your ID.
Somewhere on one of their servers, there is a spreadsheet that says who spent what, when, where, and
that's what I mean. I mean, what's going to happen? Because there's nothing on the, we're all familiar with how you send a ticket. You go, you click get support, and then it comes up with the subject, the description, the category. Nowhere on there does it say, have you spent $50? And there's no warning saying on there.
He's right, though.
If you haven't spent $50, you will not get a response. So are these people just going to get ignored, or are they going to get an automated crap saying, sorry, you haven't spent enough this month?
There will be some type of formula that has been put together that automatically, as soon as your account comes up with whatever ticket, I guarantee you there's some type of formula that'll say how much you've spent in the game.
Yeah, it's probably all automated for them by your ID.
Yeah, it's probably use your ID number to just send you an automated ticket. That's about it.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's crap.
It's bullshit, straight up.
I think it's going to drive a lot of people away from game, to be honest. I'm struggling to stay with game now.
Yeah, I don't understand this move at all. I really don't. Because, I mean, even though those who coin, they still bitch but just about as much as those who don't coin,
probably
because
more.
they've got something to lose because they're spending coin, where the coiners or those who aren't spending any coin, they got nothing to lose but just
and what's the matter to them? Right? Yeah. What's the matter to them? They're not making anything off of them, so why bother with them?
Yeah, so I'm not seeing how this makes any sense whatsoever. I made a comment the other day. With all the changes and crap that they've been doing and just really making some drastic changes, it almost makes you feel like they're trying to get people to quit.
Yeah. It's always,
seriously.
It's almost like
seriously, think about it. How are they getting people to want to stay? How are they getting
that for years?
Yeah, how are they?
Years.
There's not anybody out there at this point in time that I would say, hey, I recommend you playing this game. No, I'd tell them, stay as far away from this fucking game as you possibly can.
Avoid this motherfucker like the plague.
Unless they change the name from Kick's Eye when they do another game, I think it's going to be hard for them to get anybody to play it, really.
At least 2 years ago, we've said this exact same thing. That's the part that blows my mind.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
in another 2 years' time, are we going to be saying the same again?
Yeah, and
So
it just gets worse and worse.
I tell you,
I don't see this game being alive for 2 more years.
I don't know about that. Who knows? We were saying for ages about, everyone always says, "Oh, this is going to be it for Kickstarter," and they always manage to keep it going. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'll just ask round to see how many screw ups they make.
I wanted to lead on from that. We're saying about not feeling, but it's almost like we don't have a sense of belonging to the game anymore. And we're separated from Kickstarter in that sense. But they've sent around some packets of gold. I don't know if people have received some of it.
How about that?
Dude, what?
Okay, so Sean's obviously like, what?
It's very random at this point.
It seems random. I wanted to see is if it's location based. Now, Wayne, you're down south in the old Australian town, aren't you? Wayne, you're muted, mate.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
Yeah, have you received any gold or
No.
any of your Aussie mates?
No, I'm not aware of any gold here at all.
Are you aware that people are getting it?
Oh, only when I logged in today, I seen somebody's posted a picture of it. That was the first time I'm aware of it. I've asked in my alliance comms, and no answer yet.
I'd like to add to that as well. One of my alliance members, he's quite a big coiner. He actually got on chat earlier and said that he got sent 100 coins as well.
He got what?
We were trying to narrow it all down because some of us have and some of us haven't. And we were like, hey, did you play today? Have you been doing the raid? Did you coin? Did you do this? And it makes no rhyme or reason. People are just getting it completely random.
They must be having an office party.
I didn't get shit.
You do.
That's one of them things that somebody came up with, and they're saying, "Hey, let's fuck with them some even more," and just start sending out shit like that randomly.
That's probably one of the ones they fired. Might have made like a little program up saying during raid we'll send everybody 100 coins.
Everybody's been getting 200 in our
I wouldn't
land.
mind getting it.
Actually, yeah,
least
sorry, it was 200. Yeah, sorry.
That's
We
nice.
just lost Rob.
But still, I mean, the majority of the people, even with the amount of drastic changes they made for this raid, I guarantee you that they've spent more than 200 coin.
That's probably why I haven't got it. Maybe that's why I didn't get it. I'm wondering if any non-coiners. I'm not having to go coiners here. Don't get me wrong, because I have I didn't get to have my say because I didn't get down to my end. But I'm finding the raid definitely harder than last time because of the changes. But I'm grinding it out, and I've just passed 10 million, and I've done no coins.
Good job.
Oh,
Good job.
good.
Nice one.
Very
But I
nice.
got blisters on my fingers.
What are you using?
I'm using all different combos because I'm basically using everything I possibly can. On the Elite, I use my Frosty and Crusaders, and I can kill those two big ones at the start of the Elite and the little ones with very minor damage. Usually it's instant repair or a couple minutes. Then I take my Frosty out, put a sub in, decoy, go up and kill those boats up the top. Normally my sub gets about 50% damage because of those damn throwers. So then I'll go back out, put that sub on repair. Then I go back in, I'll drop, and I'm using Reapers to prep out as much as I can. And then I'll send my Grimshine Atlas to finish those two boats down the bottom and finish the last bit off, and that usually gets about 2 hours damage.
That's not bad for an elite.
It takes me about an hour and 45 minutes to do an elite.
Nice.
But it's 4 million. So that's why in day one I'm on my third one now, and it's almost finished.
What
So
you're saying there, Legman, is I can do that in that time. I can do a strike in that time. So that's your difference between a coiner and a non-coiner with non-fleets.
Well, I can tell you one
Yeah.
thing. There's going to be a lot of people pissed that didn't get it if they didn't get it.
Well,
I
that's the
wasn't
thing is it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead, bud.
So all I was going to say was, I mean, I was, when I have coined in the past, I was only a very moderate coiner, very moderate. I mostly got my stuff, G-Daddy, from people actually helping me more than anything.
Sorry guys, I crashed out there. Hope I didn't
That's
mess it up
right.
too much.
We're checking to see if you got free gold.
I haven't. No, I haven't got any. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know what you've just covered because obviously I crashed out for a minute there, but it doesn't appear to me that there's any logic behind it. There's no like pattern behind who's got it and who hasn't. It's almost like it's random.
It seems completely random.
Yeah, it's almost like they just pick names out of the hat and go, "You can have gold today," and it's a considerable amount as well. As you know, I thought at first maybe it's they apologise on the forums. Recon or the game designers apologise for the confusion with the Crusader. So I thought maybe this is them just saying, look, we fucked up. We'll hold our hands up. We offered something, we advertised something at a certain level. We expected it to do this and that. It didn't do that. We messed up. So here you go. Everyone gets a complimentary 200 gold, and we're sorry. That's perfect. Why wouldn't they do that? I think that's what they should be doing more of when they make mistakes. But if it is, then everybody should get it, and that's confusing at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, with all the amount of mistakes that they've been making, we'd be making damn near more money than they would.
Could it be possibly down to anybody who's bought the hull straight away, built it, and got it out on sea? Maybe they got the coins.
No, I didn't get
it. Nope.
No.
There's people that got it that didn't build nothing yet. There's people that got it that there's no rhyme or reason. We were asking all kinds of questions to our
we had a couple
in our alliance.
Yeah, a couple of guys in our team speak, and I thought it was a joke at first. The guy who posted it on our page, I was like, oh, look at him trying to be funny, and then I see a couple of people on the alliance crib, and I'm like, yeah, this is actually real. And it was when Raina came on TeamSpeak, she's like, oh, I've got 500 gold, and I was like, the fuck. But she said she got
500 gold.
It was 200. She actually got 200, but the pop-up said 500 free gold.
Yeah, the pop-up said 500.
Quite rightly, she sent a ticket going, excuse me, you said I've got a 500 gold in. I didn't receive it. But at the moment, I don't see anybody else in the alliance getting it. And I think it seems to have stopped. So it's almost at the point now where you either got it or you haven't. And I don't know.
What's the time over there now? Probably the office is closed and they ain't got people doing it.
Well, I thought it might just be staggered, Maybe they've staggered it, to alleviate lag or something. And, suddenly everyone's gifted with the same amount of gold. But I don't know.
Right, 6 hours. Is it 6 hours?
5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, they're actually still open. It's 4:36 at their time.
Oh.
I'm looking on the forums and I can't see anything to discuss. I don't see any posts. I just see one person asking where is theirs, and that's it.
Where's my gold, motherfucker?
Yeah, I've refreshed like 10 times.
Bitches better have my money.
So now I'm back. We'll get back onto the raid. A lot of people obviously watching this at the moment simply because they want some help in the raid. So I know we talked about a couple of different tips, but is anyone hitting the siege campaign?
I was.
How did that work out?
I would screen share it, but apparently it's broken. So I can only say, fuck the siege campaign.
You're not a fan, huh? Why is that? Why is you're not a fan of the siege campaign then?
I think they upped the damage because apparently the throwers are doing a lot more than they're supposed to.
Do you mean the magic throwers that hit underwater?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, last raid the siege was. I would say it wasn't advised last raid. It didn't. I think for the amount of time and damage you got, you could do an elite. My Crusaders last raid could not do an entire siege campaign in one fleet. It took me like a fleet and a bit. Whereas I could do an elite and have life left in my fleet and get more points.
Yeah.
I think I think at the last siege, I was still able to do at least 3 missions in the siege with my Frosty and the Mastodons until I had to send them home and repair. But this one, my Frosty and Mastodons died within the first mission. And then I had to throw the nuke fleet at the second mission and then the third one. And now I just have a boatload of repairs.
Yeah, I tried it once, and I completely, on one of them, I was hitting a Reaver, and I had all 3 of my Crusaders going, and they are 67% on one and 71% on the other 2, and I bet it shot 6 times and didn't once hit this damn Reaver, and the Reaver ended up killing me, and I couldn't figure out why. Made no damn sense to me. I wish I would have been videoing it because I was doing what the fuck the whole damn time. Made no sense to me.
I haven't.
Shit.
Sorry, go on.
Anybody else had a problem like that?
No, I was just going to add to you, I am actually tried the siege because using wolves, it's a struggle doing 1 turret at a time, even in the strike. So I might try the siege at one time just to see if I can get a few more bonus points.
Don't. Trust me.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. That's for damn sure. The Reavers are still really hard to kill, especially with Crusaders. And the 3 Crusaders that I have put out almost 36,000 in damage. And it takes probably 10 or 11 shots for me to kill 1 Reaver. And I've got my railguns all the way up to R13 or R14. So for anybody telling me, well, you don't have this, you don't have that, yeah, bullshit. I've got it damn near almost maxed out, and I'm still having problems.
Are you sure you're not hitting a ship though that's ballistic defense?
Say that again.
There's a lot of these ships that are all different defenses. Like some are really torpedo defense, some are really missile defense, some are really ballistic defense. That's why my wolves are all fit with an equal opportunity to shoot what I need to shoot.
Well, I'm just speaking out on those Reavers, not the big ones, just the regular mid-sized Reavers.
Those scout ships.
Yeah, the scout ships. That's what I was looking for. Yes, those scout ships are tough. They are definitely tough.
I'll be honest. I think when it comes to hitting these things, the scout ships are what causes the most damage to me. They're the most annoying thing in the targets. The hounds I can kind of deal with. I mean, the way I hit an elite, I go in with my Crusaders first, go straight down, kind of drive towards comms, and almost kite round them to, because they've not got good turn speed. So I try and get them to head in a direction, and then I turn away, go somewhere else. And I can usually take them for minimal repair. I kill about 1.5 before they even fire.
Yeah, the scouts can kiss my ass. The hounds, meh, but the hawks I can deal with.
Obviously, you'd have to have the fleet, but fusion cruisers do really well against the scouts because of their range and how powerful they are. The enforcer, if you have an enforcer with the new weapon, is perfect. With the older launchers, probably still doable, but maybe for a bit more repair. You can take the ships out of the top of the elite scouts. It takes a while to get into position, but what I use is a Highlander flagship to help in case the throwers hit me, to also give me a bit of a reload boost. I use my enforcer, just a single enforcer, and 3 battle barge A's as decoys to kind of attract the fire while I kill them and get as little damage as possible. Once I managed to do it for no repair, so it is possible. It's just really, it's quite tough to get it for no repair. But at the very most I've had is, I think, 37 minutes of damage killing the top scouts and those 3 little gunboat things. So it is doable, I suppose. You just got to have patience and the fleets as well. If you haven't got enforcers, then there isn't really much else apart from zombie and subs or asking somebody if they can come in and prep those out for you.
Well, I know that those 2 top scouts that are up there, I used to bring in a Corvette, and I would position my Frosty and my 3 Crusaders right there at that first platform, and when I would bring the Corvette around the edge, of course it would trigger them, so they'd move over, and then as soon as that was dead, then they'd come over and they'd just sit there in that one corner of that platform. Now this raid, they completely move all over the place, and they come around the edges and they kill you, and I can't kill one of them before they start hitting me. So they've definitely changed that as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a few changes, and they put the ships further in. They tried to block off little bits and stuff. It just seems like they've tried to push it to anything you were doing to reduce repair. They've just pushed it so you have to be forced to take more damage.
It's kind of like the game, isn't it, between us and them?
Yeah.
It's like the cat and mouse game.
I was
block everything with subs off as well.
Well, there's something that I was thinking about yesterday. For us, it's great when everybody, the players, make videos to show how to do something to hopefully save time and coin. But what sucks is that there's several people out there that take these videos that we make, and they actually bring it back to the developers, and they say, hey, let's change this, let's change this, let's change this. So sometimes it comes back and actually bites us in the ass in the end.
See,
they learn how to play their game from us. They learn how to play their own game from us.
Which is my perspective with it. I've actually had people tell me that they want me to delete my video and not share it, and I always say the same thing. I'm here to help people for a start. This is why I'm on this show and stuff. I'm not a selfish person, so if I can do something, I'd like other people to be able to do it. Obviously, my alliance always comes first. I always should share everything with them as I'm doing it. I'll be on TeamSpeak talking about it. We'll all be sharing tips with each other. But I do take it further and help the community. And I think it's one of them things where if I didn't do it, someone's going to find out and do it anyway. And it only takes one person to make a post. So I would rather just get out there and let people get it as soon as they can, and do it for as long as they can, and get as much out of it as they can.
Well, Rob, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do them. I'm just saying that in all, it actually comes back to bite us in the ass every damn time.
But I think I'm kind of in the mind frame where if I make the videos or not to help people, or anyone who makes videos, it's going to change and get harder anyway. Kixeye aren't dumb. They can see what we're doing. They can watch us playing. I'm sure they've got people who play, and they don't need people like me to make a video. I don't think, to tell them that we did it easy. I think the way that they can check that is their credit card statements and all that. Their profit and their revenue. How much money did they make in the raid? Did they make enough? Yeah. Well, they might have struggled with the raid. If people weren't buying coins and adding coins in the raid, and if people weren't having to coin as much on their repairs, then I think regardless of any videos, the damage is going to go up the next raid.
Yeah, but they still, I don't think that with the amount, if they didn't actually pay attention to our videos, I don't think that the drastic changes that they have been making would be taking effect like they are.
Yeah,
I mean, it's as an example in the Elite, putting on the flamethrowers that actually hit the damn subs underwater. Are you shitting me? Really? That's some bullshit. Now, at the very bottom, everybody, I don't know, I won't say everybody, but I mean, it's kind of obvious if you were smart enough, you would go down at the very, very bottom, turn around that corner, and you would coax those two scouts that are on the inside to trigger and come up to the wall, and you can kill them for next to nothing on damage. Well, now they've put up that damn wall there, so now you have to go on the inside. Yeah, you can still coax them out by using a Corvette, but they cut off that part where it's just one more thing that they made less for us to easily do.
Yeah, it's like it's a war between us and them. It's like what can we find this time to help us? And I think from their point of view, it's what can we stop them doing this raid?
Can I just say something on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
The floor is yours.
The biggest change that I disappointed or annoyed or pissed off at it, whatever you want to say, is they actually changed to the 65 water target. I was able to do 65 last raid either no damage or very, very, very minimal damage, instant repair or a few minutes damage. That's the bit that annoys me the most, is because not only has it slowed my points down, it's also made it hard for me to contribute to the sector points.
You know, I tried to do a 65 actually this morning because when this new format came out, man, I was smashing 65s for 1 coin at max 2 every time, and they were also putting out more points. Now the points are less than 400,000 when they were putting out over 500,000 in the very, very beginning. So I think that's also crap that they've done that. Again, it's like every time, you know, we're able to figure something out a little bit, man, they just make it twice as hard the next time. So yeah, I feel your pain on those 65s.
Yeah, the 65s ramped up way a lot.
I think they've actually forced you, haven't they, to work harder for less points. I mean, because when I do that strike campaign, because I'm a level 82, I get even less points than someone who would be doing it at 52.
Or do you get like 300k or something?
Well, it's 244,999, so it's just under.
I know this is an extreme end of the scale, but I did a recon campaign for testing purposes yesterday, and I did use what I would define as a low-level fleet. I used a level 10 battle barge A fleet with no armor and thuds, and you know, just on a side note for the smaller guys, if there's anyone watching who is actually hitting recons and you know they're really small. I don't know if anyone has even looked in a recon, but they look scary for what they are. They've got apocalypse morts in from the first level of a recon, but the apocalypse morts take about 15 years to get from the mort to the water. And it's really quite easy to do with instant repair the whole time. I suppose you could grind that. I think I got about 5,000 points, which is not even scratching the surface when you've got ships which are 30 mil, you know. But it's kind of leading me on to think you said about the strike campaign. Are you saving the Forsaken ships and getting the road crew for all those?
Well, actually, I find it a bit easier on tier 4 and tier 5 to save all 3 ships, but the tier 3, I think it's just 1 I can save, or maybe 2 at maximum. Because, like I say, I'm using wolves, so they die pretty fast. So if they don't get off the screen in time, then they're dead, and
and they have to get all the way off the screen as well. It's not just like you have to kill everything and wait. You need to wait, keep something alive. One of the they have like an icon on top of them, don't they?
That's
and
right. Yeah.
You need to wait for them to get out of the way, and they're not the most. I think with all the AIs in here are a bit dumb. If anyone's hit the 95s, you'll know what I mean. Zoe and Hollock are just terrible. In the video I'd put out with the 95, it was as soon as the raid began, I just went and hit one and thought I'd film it. And Zoe turns underneath apocalypse morts and almost died, and almost cost me the target.
Well, that's the thing. That's a programming issue there. I mean, you know, they program where these things are supposed to go. So, you know, that's just one way to cheat someone else out, obviously.
Yeah. Has anyone considered? I mean, someone in my alliance, Chew, he posted it, and some good advice about the strike campaign. He said if you've got Crusaders, it's almost instant repair, pretty much. You know, for each individual level, if you repair in between. So, if you're able to hit the higher levels, like the elites and stuff, or even if you're not and you've got a fleet that can do the strikes pretty good, try and do a few. Get some of those road crews stored. Not only can it help you in the raid by, you know, reducing your repair bill for hitting all the targets that you're going to hit for yourself to get points, but it's a good crew to save just in general for base hitting and stuff later on in the game. You can hold up to 50 crews now, so if you can get a few saved, then by all means go and do that, because crews aren't exactly easy to roll nowadays with the changes, are they?
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I tried to save as many ships as possible. I think I've saved 61 out of 80 so far, so I should get them. Is it the mercenary crew? I think you're playing for that.
Yeah, the elite mercenaries. It gives 25% combat speed, turn speed, and all damage protection. And it does favour the Crusader, giving 15% chance of critical hit.
Yeah, I ain't actually got a Crusader, but I suppose I could use it when I do get a Crusader.
Well, even without, you don't have to use a Crusader. That's just the added bonus of the critical hit. But the combat speed and damage protection and the turn speed is really what the crew is about, and that's on any ship, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Another thing I wanted to say, we were saying about, Wayne, you were saying it was harder to contribute to the sector points, for the store. I would say that if you can get to the sector store, I think that's really what your goal should be. I don't know what you lot feel about that, but we've had these Reaver assault platforms for a while now. I can't see a reason why I need to hit them. I don't have a Hellstar. I'm not exactly dying to have a Hellstar with the build times and the repair times. I think I'd rather spend my raid time and points and coins and everything on actually getting ships that I can guarantee I'm going to win, if that makes sense. So I could spend X amount of coins and know that I'm going to win a few limited ships, or I could spend the same coins hitting Reaver assault platforms to maybe win a ship. How do you feel about the assault platforms?
No.
Now, you're talking about the level 95s?
No, the level 9 is the one where you can win a Nemi.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Do you think you're going to hit
I
any of those?
personally, no, I'm not even going to try. Not even going to try. I've tried them in the past, but I'm not going to bother. Not like you said. I totally agree with you, Rob. It's something I may or may not get, and the good chances are I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, I
when they first.
Sorry, carry on.
Go ahead, Rob. Well, I was just gonna say when they first came out, the first couple raids, yeah, I was trying pretty hard to get one, but ever since, yeah, no, I haven't even tried to even hit one.
And I wouldn't even go. I don't like going punching above what my fleets can do, because at repair times it's more difficult for me to wait 20 hours for a fleet than it is for you to coin it for 20 coins, you know.
Yeah, basically to add on to what Rob said, see, I'd rather as I'm not coining this raid, I'd rather you spend my time and grind out and get another Frosty if I can, but or what was else in that sector store? I forgot now. Or maybe an Aegis. That would be handy. I haven't got one of them. Isn't that in the store? Yep.
I'll tell you.
Aegis. Yep.
Well, the Aegis is in the raid. It's, I'm really happy to see the Aegis there. I think. The amount of time we've had since it was released in the tournament, I think there was probably a good chance that we wouldn't get it. So I'm really pumped that, and I think we'll get onto suggestions in a bit. But I would personally say that everybody should aim for an Aegis if at all possible. Even if you have one, there's no harm in getting a second.
Here's a good question for you, Rob. While we're talking about points and prizes, now that apparently they've nerfed the ball bus, is it still worth getting?
Yes, I would say so. And the reason why is, I think when I first looked at this ship, when we went over on the Wednesday show, I never once really sat and thought, I want this because it's going to do that damage, I never thought about that. I was thinking about the pinch, and the pinch is still there. And I don't want to go on for too long because we've almost hit an hour already. But just think about the possibility of what you can do with that as a general flagship. You do not have to use it with Ghostbusters. I don't have Ghostbusters. I never bother winning them because I'm one of these now where I'll win what I see is relevant in the game and what I'm going to build. And I'm not going to build an expensive to fix fleet, because it is what it is. They force you to take damage by blitzing through and having loads of armor on, and I refuse to build such a fleet. So I'm still not going to change my mind. However, I've considered the Ghostbuster for the flagship pinch. You can use it with anything. You can use it with Crusaders even. Just as a flagship, a bit of a decoy. You maybe fill it with some evade and radiation to help enforcers. The pinch is going to be really useful with the morts. 5-second pinch on a mort. Think about what you can do. Sat under there with a 5-second little breather. Combine it with a pinch as well. and you can pretty much probably kill a guard, or at least some of a guard, and you've just extended your long pinch by 5 seconds, and they're already 28 seconds you can pinch for with an extra large.
See, but I don't even have the extra larges completely researched yet. I still have 3.5 days till my first extra large is even ready to go.
Well, has anybody thought about the Crusader in kind of fleet v fleet, PVE as well, using it against I don't know if it's going to be really that great in the missions for the damage you have to take. Because again, it's forcing you to take damage. You've got to take 5,800 damage before you get that pinch. And if you want to utilize the pinches, you're going to need to bulk that thing up and put loads of armor on it. And it almost seems like I said before, they're just forcing you to armor. They're forcing you to get a bigger repair bill out of it. So to best use that limited ship, you need to be able to spend or have a long repair. So I don't know. I think in summary, I think I'd probably say no. And I know people might think I'm crazy for that, but it's kind of the 40 mil price tag. I think I'd rather spend my 40 mil on other ships and get a combo of other ships,
Well, if I wasn't going to do that, get that for 40 million, I was looking at, and this is maybe a tip, the Aegis and the Frosty.
Good. That's a good choice. I mean, it's the thing. 40 million is putting it out of a lot of people's price range, really, isn't it? You need a lot of coins or seat time to get to 40 million, as well as the other stuff. So, I think, there's more important things there. The Aegis and the Frostburn, like you just said, are two great choices. The Frostburn's only 15 mil as well, which is considerably cheaper than it was before. And there's other ships which you can use to help you in the game, like the Savage and the Highlander and the Grim. 10 mil for the Savage, 8 for the Grim and the Highlander. I think they're amazing flagships. That Grimshine Berserker, it's still going to add some repair, but for 8 mil compared to 40 mil, you're getting combat speed, you're getting defense, you're getting triple salvo. It's definitely something to consider instead. I mean, what do you guys think? If we start from G Daddy on the left on my screen, if you could pick any one ship in the raid, which one would you value as the most important?
Quite an hard one, that, because there's a few that I'd like. I need the.
Well, by all means, talk. If you've got more than one, then go for it.
Well, I'm heading for Atlas already, which I've got the points for. But I was gonna see if I could keep going because I've got that million in just over a day. So I could see if I could get something else about 5-6 million maybe points wise. So Night Hawk or something,
for someone like you who doesn't coin, maybe the others would agree or not. I don't know. I think a V2H would be really useful for you, just because of its versatility. Its repair time isn't too bad. It's already got a repair modifier on it once you start ranking it, and it's relatively fast and stuff. It's got the good 4 special slots. So I think V2H is a good pickup. It's only 3.25 mil. The Jug X is 2.5 mil. The Jug X is a really good all-rounder. I know you haven't probably got Arbalest and stuff, but it's a good ship with the armor abilities when you retrofit it, which probably help you a lot.
Well, I've actually got the V2H. I've got a fleet of them built. I think you might have been off earlier when I was saying, when we were saying about it. You might have gone off then.
Okay.
But I have got a fleet of V2H, yeah.
Yeah, well then Nighthawk's probably a good option for you then.
Yeah, we're thinking at Nighthawk because I ain't got I've got the specs, but I would like to build a fleet of Nighthawk.
Yeah, Nighthawks are considerably more advanced and more helpful. How about you, Jeff? I know you've kind of got your Rhino already, but would you say that's the best thing there, or would you prefer to get something else as well?
Well, I have. I'm waiting for the shock token to get the Aegis, and I'll get another Frosty.
Yeah.
That's about all the rest mainly I've got, so it's always nice to have a spare Frosty. But yeah, that Aegis I'm going to use with let it take the damage. Yeah. I'm not worried if it takes too much damage as long as I can get into a base.
I think Jeff should be sponsored by Kickside to give all his fleets to non-coiners.
They got a picture of me in the toilet, I think.
Oh, they're not pissing on you there, Jeff.
Probably.
How about you, Lo? What do you value as important this raid?
I always get the new hull and a new weapon.
Yeah, so the Rhino and the missile then.
Yeah, I mean, if lower levels, like smaller level bases, if they ain't got an enforcer, I would pick it up.
You know,
Because,
the Rhino.
You know that weapon's gonna come around center.
Yeah, weapons are always good. Professor always says it on the shows that you want to pick the weapon before the ship. There isn't a great deal weapon-wise. There's only the one, which is the new one. But bear in mind, whenever you're picking what ships to get, think about the weapon that goes on them, because the weapon is what makes the ship. You can get a Valkyrie, for example. It's a really good ship. If you don't have a good UAV, then what's the point?
You know, the Rhino kind of reminds me of the Vindicator. When the Vindicator came out, it was a really good hull for the mid-level to even low levels, and it was very versatile there for quite some time. The Rhino kind of reminds me of it. It's damn near almost the same type of looking hull. I think it'll be for your lower levels, mid to lower levels. I think that'll be a good thing to get. I really do.
Yeah, I think the Rhino's good for everybody, to be honest. Just its build time, you know, the reduction in build time compared to previous ships. It knocks it off everything else. Like, you know, 12.5 mil. It's the same amount of points as the Valkyrie, as a Crusader, and it builds a hell of a lot quicker.
That is until you stuff
What's the
everything
build time on it?
It's just over 2 days for an empty ship.
Wow.
And the new weapon is 4 hours. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not as good as some of you guys at the shipbuilds. I was thinking the Rhino and a Frosty fleet.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't see any reason why not.
I want to say Scotty's not on the show, but he said he's telling me Shielded Electronics 3, and that is a good choice. Obviously for guard fleets, for your anti-pinch, but especially with this new pinch thing that's on the Borbus Crusader. Who knows how often the new fleets in the game coming out are going to have similar traits, where you have pinch into multiple targets in bigger splashes and stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
it's Shielded Electronics you want.
Shield Electronics is a 50% stun resistance. So is that going to make your stun time 2.5?
I think it's more than 50%, isn't it?
No, I was looking at it last night. It's 50.
Oh, mine's retro. Mine's 74.3% at R50.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I was looking at Shielded Electronics.
No, you're thinking of agility system.
Or agility system, yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, it's a bit different. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I think it
starts at 60%.
Yeah, Shielded Electronics for patrol and an agility system for offensive ship.
Yeah, but yeah, you want Shielded Electronics. Like I said, it's 74.3 at R15. I would endeavour to retro it, to be honest, anyway. But you definitely want that. How about you, Montana? What were you kind of striving for in the raid?
Well, I already got Shielded Electronics. Maybe I could stretch to get Crusaders.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out. You mean you've already redeemed it? You didn't have it before the raid, did you?
Oh no, I've already claimed it.
Yeah.
I mentioned that to people that that don't have the Crusader, that would probably be the one to get. But, you know, people are afraid they'll be obsolete by the time they get them at this point.
Yeah, they have been out a while. And, you know, while we're talking about that, I'm not trying to push fear into people, but I read on the post, someone's post on the forums earlier today. You know, they said there's going to be a new base defense ship coming out next month in a campaign. Well, they've changed their mind. It looks like it's not going to be a defensive ship, and it's a ballistic type ship. So there's already people crying limited Crusaders, and there's nothing official yet. But obviously they're bringing out a ballistic ship, so it's going to be better than the Crusader, I guarantee.
Had to build some rhinos instead of my Crusaders.
Another thing to consider, though, I'm not saying don't get the Crusader because this is going to be the campaign, so the campaign is going to be tough and hard to hit. If you haven't got the Crusader and you aren't in a state where you've got the fleets to hit the newest stuff, the chances are you're not going to be able to do this campaign without splashing out a lot of money on repairing.
I think
So
it also
bear that in mind.
I think it also depends on what weapons you own, really. Because I ain't got the Arbalest, so there's no point me trying to even go for Crusader, even though I've got the STX. And
Yeah,
if I get the Arbalest, then I could put it on there.
That's if you've got to get to tier 4 in the weekly mission, and can you do that at all?
No, I can't.
No, so it's not worth it for you, really. Then is it?
I think though, don't you think in another month's time it'll come down into tier 3?
It could do. I mean, who knows what the game's going to be in a month's time? Look at where the game was a month ago, and then a month before that, and every month it's not. You know, we talk about power creep. It's not power creep. It's power leap. We're just jumping from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
And keep in mind when you're choosing things too that don't we have a new monthly raid system next month?
Yeah, the raids are changing. We've got a leak of them kind of submarine-looking people, didn't we? So,
hey, Rob.
Yeah.
I want to get Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about the road crews that you can get, and then you got to a certain point, and when you collected those road crews, you ended up losing whatever points you had left over.
Oh yeah. If you've got 82 or 83 points on the road crew, and it says it underneath, it says once you get a road crew, it will reset to 0, so you lose 3 points off your road crew accumulation. So if you don't get the exact 80 points, you get 83 or 86, it sets back to 0, you lose 6 points.
Anybody else notice that?
I haven't hit them myself, but I saw someone talking about it. So I'm glad that you pointed that out there, Jeff. I didn't think to do that. But yeah, make sure that you keep an eye on your Forsaken Rescue points. Once you hit 80.
Yeah, but it's like a speedo. It only goes up to 80. But underneath it will say 81, 82, 83. But when you take it, it will go. So don't think you can...
So you have to redeem the crew then. You don't just get it automatic.
No, you have to redeem it.
So because I'm looking at mine now, and obviously I've got 0, and there's just an OK button to OK out of it. I'm guessing there's a redeem button that comes up there when you've got the 80 rescue points.
Hang on. If you read it, it says road crew process. It will reset, and you may rescue more.
Yeah, you can actually, you can keep going, can't you? Can't you rescue 80 more or does it go up?
Yeah, you can't rescue 2 crews at a time because it will go back to 0 if you've got 160 in there.
Yeah, so you have to redeem it after 80 to start accumulating points for the next road crew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it even...
So I see. So if you're saying you've got 83 points and you redeem it, you lose the 3 points?
Yeah.
Right, I see.
Yeah, I was going to put in a ticket, but if you read the way they've written it, it says after any road crew processor will reset and you may rescue another one. So when it says reset, it means reset to 0.
Yep, I just have seen Davey. He's Davey from your alliance.
Yeah.
He messaged me actually. I didn't get to go over it, but he said the same thing. Make sure you tell people that once you go over 80, you need to collect the crew, which will start at 0 again. So make sure you bear that in mind.
Sorry, Rob.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say because you can't save all the ships on each go. I forgot about. I think it's number 3 or number 4, but them 2 ships come up from the bottom very fast. I forgot all about them. And if you go down to get them 2 boats, you can't get them. They're off the screen. I'm not sure it's 3 or 4.
I've been able to save every boat in every level.
Oh, well done.
You just kind of got to ride with them sometimes.
But I didn't realise that, and I looked, and it looked blank, and I let them go, and these 2 boats come up from the bottom and started kicking shit out of them.
Yeah, on one of the levels, there's actually 2 ships. If you go into, click your magnifying glass in the top right-hand corner, you can actually see on the black border there's 2 red dots in your little mini-map.
Yeah, you can't hit them.
No, you can't hit them until you actually hit all the yellow off, I think it is.
Well, you have to kill the priority targets to spawn them in, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you shade them ships that you're trying to save, and they set off.
Yeah, they
then
come shooting up.
They come on the screen then, yeah.
Well, I didn't see them, and I was on the other side. And with my fleets at, I think they travel about 18 miles an hour. Obviously, I didn't save them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just thought we've pushed just a bit over an hour. I know conscious it's a raid and people want to get out there and start hitting things again. So has anyone got any last advice, any quick advice that we can give out that we haven't already before we end?
Not really.
Good luck with raid.
Yeah.
Have patience, people, I know I've done a few videos. I haven't actually posted them yet. I've got to finish editing and uploading. I'm going to post them out throughout the night, and there's a lot of stuff already out there. So just make sure knowledge is key. I'm going to say, make sure you look at what people are doing. There's no harm in sitting there for half an hour watching other people raid for a bit, seeing what they're using, how much repair they're getting, talk to people in your alliance, and work as a team as well. That really helps. Me and someone in my sector of a tag team in the elites together. I can do them myself. I don't necessarily need the help, but when we share it reduces the repair between us.
Yeah, it does.
I tell you, 8 Crusaders rather than 4 kills shit considerably faster.
Yeah.
And it reduces the repair for us both. So he'll come into mine, we'll do a campaign together, I'll get the bonus, and then I'll swap over and I'll do one in his, so that we're evening out our points that we redeem. It's not just one person getting all the bonus points. So do remember that, and it makes the game more fun playing as a team as well.
Oh yeah, totally agree with you.
Also remember that the raid is 6 days, so you do have time to grind out. But whatever you're wanting, set aside. If you need a total of 30 million, you need to get at least 5 million a day. So there's no need to break your neck or coin heavily or whatnot. Just take your time, get it done. And also, I really think that again, the Rhino is going to be the thing to get for a lot of the mid-level to low-level people.
I'll give you a bit of tip from a non-coiner's point of view. If you can't do the target, step down to the next target until you can do the target.
And also, that's good what GA just said, and Rob said, like for a non-coiner, if you have 2 people doing the strikes, you'll actually do them quicker, and you can have turns at doing yours and then do the other guys, and you yours, do the other guys, and you'll actually probably find like someone like GCAT, if he had somebody else with instant Seawolves, they'd be doing it quicker.
Oh yeah. Just join together. I've just checked. I've done 26 elites.
Wow. Do you want to come and do some for me?
My 3.
Do you want to come and do some for me, Jeff?
If I could get to you, I'd come and help you do some elites. I'm probably going to help my lot tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday.
You overachiever.
Well,
good on you, mate.
It's not. It's just that new fleet. You could have set it on automatic, and it would probably do 2/3 of an elite on its own.
What are you hitting with?
Sorry?
What fleet are you hitting the elites with?
Rob, what am I hitting them with?
Fusion cruisers.
Fusion cruisers. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've got a terrible memory.
Just fusion cruisers. No other ships with them.
No, just a set of 4. They're ranked up to 73%.
Have you got the fusion charger on with them, or have you got the Gauss charger on with them?
No, I've put the fusion charger on it. I don't, but I've kept them on there.
Nice one.
I'm I'm gonna call this show now just because it's going on a bit, and I'm fucking hungry, so I'm gonna go get some food.
All right, well,
Yeah, thanks for everyone for coming out and being on the show and you taking time out of the raid and to try and help others, and also everyone watching. I hope we managed to help you a bit. Keep an eye on the page, www.facebook.com/thebattlepirate and post any raid tips and information there, of course. So yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. See you later.
see ya.
Cheers.
Hey, y'all.
Whoop whoop.